What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of True Sports with MK. I'm your host, yours truly, MK, and we are back with another episode. How y'all feeling out there today? Hope you guys tune into the episode that I just posted the other day about the Detroit Pistons and them getting a new head coach over here in the D. Please tune into that video and give it a thumbs up, and please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I would greatly appreciate that. Now it is the finals. We are finally in the finals and getting down to the stretch where we get our final champ, either the Denver Nuggets or the Miami Heat. And we have seen game 1 and we have seen game 2. And now the series is tied and we are heading to Miami Beach, y'all. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Just go be a nice little recap of game 1 and game 2 and my viewpoints on it and the preparations for game 3 that will be needed in order for either or team to win that game. So we go ahead and get into game 1. Now everyone saw how bad Miami was struggling. They couldn't hit nothing. Jimmy couldn't hit nothing, and they gave all this money to Duncan Robinson and he couldn't hit nothing. Game 1, he only had 3 points. Game 2, he only had 10 points. I don't know where all that money went or all that splash went that he was doing against Boston, but they had to pick it up with him. Now, in game 1, Jokic dominated. The 2-time MVP 6'11" center went crazy. His IQ is ridiculous on the floor. He could see his players from the back of his head. It's crazy how well he can pass, score, and get rebounds. Averaging triple doubles almost every game. I think he's at over 156 triple doubles right now. Quote me if I'm wrong, please, in the comment section. And with the center dominating in these last 2 games, Bam Adebayo has the assignment of trying to guard him throughout this series. Now, in game 2, they did switch the defense up by running a zone. This unique zone was able to restrict a lot of the Nuggets players except Jokic, who was able to still score and dominate with 41 points with 11 rebounds in that game too. Miami also made history, and not in a good way, in that game 1 by having the fewest free throws attempts in playoff history. They only attempted 2 free throws in that game 1. That shows you that they were not going into the paint, and I can vouch for that. That game 1, all they were doing was shooting threes like Boston did in game 7. They were just shooting threes just to shoot them, and none of them going in. Everyone was scared to go into the paint. I don't know if it was Jokic's 6'11" frame that was intimidating them, but no one was able to be aggressive and go into that paint to get those fouls, to get those buckets into the paint. Everyone was shooting outside the 3 mid-range and not knocking down anything. So that did change in game 2, where they were very aggressive, going into the paint, not holding back, playing aggressive offense to be able to score easy buckets around the rim. So that's one thing that they did change and adjust in that game 2 for them to win it and tie it up going back into their hometown in Miami. Now, the Heat are the underdog in this whole series. Everyone expects the Nuggets to win this series and possibly sweep them, but unfortunately they're not going to sweep them because they won that game 1. But going back into game 2, you notice that Vincent came out shooting lights out. He says, you know what? I wasn't doing too well in that game 1. Let me come out and show y'all what I can do. He's an undrafted player who no one thought he would be where he is now. No one ever thought he'll be playing in the NBA Finals right now. He was undrafted. Everyone overlooked him. Miami said, come on, hop over here. We go do something with you. And look what he has done. Him and Bam Adebayo are the only consistent players on the Miami Heat that has came out both games and played phenomenal basketball. Every time Gabe Vincent has the ball, he's making great plays to get himself a great basket or his teammates. Bam Adebayo is in the post making nice close mid-range jumpers, as well as taking it into the paint and running with the offense whenever they're coming back from an offensive rebound. So you got to look at those two and hope that they can continue this going into game 3, because they are the only two who has been showing out. Kyle Lowry, he came off the bench in game 2. I don't know what that was about, but he only had 9 points coming off the bench. Nothing really major. He hasn't been showing out in this series like they did in the series with the Celtics, as well as Jimmy Butler. He's starting to pick up his feel, but he still hasn't found it just yet. Hopefully game 3 being in the hometown, he gets that energy and could give us a good game, and they could possibly win that game 3. As well as Porter struggled for game 2 for the Denver Nuggets. He was not shooting well. He was 1 of 6 from the 3-point line, which is unlike him because last game 1 he was showing now shooting threes lights out. So hopefully he could pick that up as well because he's a key player for the Denver Nuggets for knocking down the 3, for being able to get those easy buckets up whenever he gets the ball. We also got to look at the fourth quarter for the Denver Nuggets. The Heat outscored Denver by 11 to come back from an 8-point deficit to win in that game 2. And in game 1 and game 2, both fourth quarters, the Heat outscored the Nuggets with 66 points and 44 points from the Denver Nuggets. So that shows you right there that that's mostly where the Nuggets are struggling, where they cannot hold all 4 quarters to seal the game. So that's something that they're going to definitely have to work on going into this game 3, is sealing out that fourth quarter so they can win that game instead of letting Miami Heat outscore them to potentially win almost every time. So that's something that we're going to have to look at throughout this series and see if the Nuggets can adjust that. Now everyone feels like Denver Nuggets gave Miami Heat that game 2 just so they can have one win to feel like, oh, Miami Heat has potential. I honestly feel like Miami Heat does have the potential to beat the Denver Nuggets. It's not about having the best players. It's about playing your players to their best ability. And I feel like that's what Miami Heat is doing right now. They don't have superstars. The only superstar and elite player they have is Jimmy Butler. And he hasn't been playing that well like we stated in the last 2 games. So you have other playmakers or role players that are helping contribute and help in a playoff, in a finals. Like, this is not no regular game that they're trying to win. This is the NBA Finals for the championship ring. There's no next game after you lose or after that game 7. So I honestly feel like Miami Heat has that potential. And going into game 3 in their hometown, I have high doubts that they'll lose that game. You know, going into their hometown in these last couple series, they have been playing phenomenal in hometown. So I feel like that's a plus. They have 2 games in there, and they seal one of the away games, which makes it even better and a better chance for them going into game 3. But you can never count out the Denver Nuggets. And I noticed that you really got to put some respect on their name. Like, everybody was disrespecting them when they were playing the Lakers. They end up sweeping them. They're now here in the finals. Now people are really putting their respect on his name and on the Denver Nuggets name. They're saying, you know what, this is a contender team. Jokic, as well as his whole roster, are phenomenal players playing elite NBA basketball, playoff caliber basketball. You can't knock it, and you got to put some respect on their name. And that's what we're going to have to do. You know, I feel like this series can possibly go to a game 7. I actually want Miami to win it. I would love to see Jimmy Butler get a ring, especially with Miami Heat, which is a team who's been behind him thick and through, riding with him through everything. I feel like it would be phenomenal for him to get a ring with Miami Heat. But if Jokic does seem to get it, he deserves it as well. You know, Jokic is a 2-time MVP, and this will just make his resume even better by getting this championship ring. I can't wait to see how the rest of the game go. I'm going to tune in to game 3. I hope you guys tune into it as well. Please comment your viewpoints. Please comment who you got, who you rocking with, who you think go win it. And if y'all trying to play some little bets, let me know. You know, comment in the description and let me know if y'all trying to make a little bet on who gonna win it. But you know who I am. I'm your host, yours truly, MK. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next episode, so you know what I need you guys to do. I need you guys to hit that bell first and foremost so you can get post notifications whenever I post anything on True Sports with MK on YouTube. So you hit that bell, you go get that notification as soon as a new episode drop or any new content is dropping on the YouTube channel. As well as please like, comment, and subscribe. I need all your feedback. I need to hear you guys. So please comment and let me know your viewpoints. I'm here to listen. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this episode up though. I'm your host, yours truly, MK, and I see y'all in the next video.